Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Joya, welcoming you back to another episode of your C Square podcast. I am super excited about our topic today. But before I jump into it, let me introduce my guests. Tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do for a living.
Okay, so my name is Eisha Oglesby. I am a CEO, a childcare provider in Georgia, and that is what I do. I also mentor young teen girls as well.
Oh, absolutely. When you say mentor where?
So I volunteer at the YDC right now,
Okay.
and so that's a youth detention center. And I do little activities with children, with girls that are just going through those stages, going through those motions of, feeling alone, depressed, anxiety, self-harm, different things like that. So that's kind of what I do. I also volunteer my time as well in ministry as well on the college campus. So I definitely love to do that and have fun with college ministry.
I love it. Let me ask you a little more because we know the age ranges of childcare children.
Yes.
But how old are these students that you volunteer or you mentor?
So they are around the ages of anywhere between 10 all the way up until 18.
So it's safe to say that you have qualified experience
yes.
from birth to 18 years of age.
All the way up there. All the way.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about being a CEO?
My favorite thing about being a CEO is basically just being able to be free in my own right, be able to express myself in all that I do.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a topic for today. Are y'all ready? Okay. So the topic for today is we are not built the same.
Okay.
When you hear that, what does that mean? Like if I was to tell you, girl, we ain't built the same. Like what does that mean, friend? Tell me.
So for that really like just sparks like something different in me. Like to let people know that I'm not like you, you ain't like me. When I operate in excellence. When I operate with God. And so that's what it makes me feel and make me think.
Okay. I like it. So it's okay that we're not built the same.
Correct.
I love it. All right. So my second question for you as a Black woman, a Black CEO, what challenges have you faced being an entrepreneur in the childcare space?
So being an entrepreneur in the childcare space, the challenges that I did face was people not believing because I am Black that I can succeed.
Okay.
Or people not believing that because I am Black, it will be a business of excellence.
Okay.
So those were some of the challenges. And also just, being able to get different resources. Those were a lot of the challenges. So I found that stepping ahead, being confident, and knowing that I could, regardless of my skin color, that I can do it.
Okay. Can you think of a particular story when it comes to your childcare business, whether it was someone who came and toured your school and left out because you were Black, or whether it was you going to the bank and didn't walk out what you expected? Can you think of a particular story where you felt like being a female CEO with being Black on top of it hindered you or propelled you forward?
Okay. Something I can think of was something that happened recently where I had a family that didn't respect who I was.
Okay.
As the owner, as the CEO, and being Black, and not understanding that, this is a Black owned business. It was basically very rude and disrespectful, language towards me, different things like that. But I had to stand my ground and let them understand that I will not be disrespected and that they can leave. And so once I was able to show that, get over that, I would say a fear.
Yes.
Because you want to draw in clients and you want those people and you care. And for me, I care about everybody. I want to be able to cater to them. But God was letting me know that I cannot be that person that's catering all the time.
Absolutely.
I cannot cater to nonsense. I cannot cater to disrespect. So yes, I do want clients. Yes, I do want to be successful, but I don't have to be successful and depressed. I don't have to be successful
Absolutely.
and damaged and hurt and abused. So.
Absolutely. And that is so crazy because so for myself, I own and operate multiple centers in Winder, Georgia. And so going into Winder, Georgia, I was told so many things like it's going to be hard for you to get families because it's a predominantly white area. And I truly feel like it depends on the demographic. And I do believe a lot of things have changed. We've come a long way as a race.
Right.
But I'm proud to say on a positive note that in my area, the majority of my clientele, the families that I serve are of the Caucasian race.
Yeah.
And it's a very sustainable business. But I have heard stories about, how we are prejudged still in 2024. So I just wanted to know if you had any of those experiences.
I have not. I actually, all the other races that come to me are very respectful. It'd be your own. I'll say it that way. Just the truth, it really be your own. And the ones that have come to me, they have really like put me out there, really represent my business. Ones that a family that I have now, they never let me down. Like anything that we're having, they're sure they're there. They even they even made their son a shirt.
And they're not of the black race.
They are not. They are white.
I love it.
They even made their son a shirt that says "I love Sela," and it's just like, just to see that, it's just like, wow, y'all see me. Wow, y'all see my culture and what I'm building here. They're there at every family engagement night. They're participating in every fundraiser. So they love it. I love it.
Change is coming. That makes me so happy.
Yes.
So you mentioned the word culture. Mm-hmm. Let me chime in more, ask you more about that. Mm-hmm. When I think of we are not built the same,
right,
I think of so many cultural things that we have embedded in us. Mm-hmm. For me, I can think of one example, but I want you to kind of piggyback and join in.
Okay.
As an African American culture, I can't speak about other cultures, but we have gender roles. Mm-hmm. And in these gender roles, the mama cook, mm-hmm, and the mama clean, and the mama rear the children. Mm-hmm. But as a female CEO, that are putting in the beginning phases of entrepreneurship, you putting in like
a lot of time.
12 to 14 hours.
Your whole life.
Y'all, sometimes you go to bed late.
Yes.
And you wake up early with 3 hours of sleep.
Laptop still on your lap.
How does this hurt our home as a culture? Because I really want people to understand, like, when I think we're not built the same, I'm talking about gender now.
Yeah.
Men, it's one thing and women's another. Talk to me. Tell me your thoughts before I go on a tangent.
So for me, I would say,
I know your
in the beginning,
I
know.
I'm sorry, friend.
In the beginning, it is very difficult because you have to balance. And if you don't balance in the beginning, it can be stressful. And it was for me.
Yes.
My husband may not have known because we put on that face because where we come from, because
that's cultural too.
That's cultural.
We'll talk on that too.
Yes. And how we're raised, as a Black woman, you're raised, listen, you got this, you tough, you got it. It's nothing.
Suck it up.
Get it together.
Mm-mm.
Fix it, make it look good on the outside.
Yes.
It's okay whatever you feel on the inside, don't nobody know, just go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what causes that mental break. That's what causes that depression and that, that anxiety, the different things that people go through. And I'm blessed to not have been through those things. But I went through the stages of stress.
Yes.
And not understanding what is going on, not understanding how to balance home life, work life, home life, and understanding that I can put this down and spend time with my family. I can put this down and take advantage of the space that I'm in right now.
Yes. And as many episodes as I have recorded, sitting here stuttering, that is a common word that I keep. Do you hear me stutter, friend? That is a common word that I keep hearing. We keep saying balance. Mm-hmm. But what does balance truly look like, and how do you obtain it? We have people that are watching, they are CEOs, and they're struggling with this. Or we have other young ladies, and some men who may be watching who aspire to be a CEO.
Right.
What does balance look like, and how can we help them get it? Because right now we're not built the same, but can we help build them?
Yes.
Let's go.
So balance is basically planning out your day, planning out your week. What does your week look like? How will you give different tasks to other people? If you have older children, allow them to help you do chores. Give your children things to do. Or balance can look like, okay, this day is strictly for family. This day, I don't care, 2 days out the week is strictly for family. We can go somewhere. I don't care if it's the park. It don't have to be expensive, but balance is really just taking your time out and setting your schedule. Not saying you have to do everything to the T, but if you are able to hit at least 3 to 4 things, of those tasks, I feel like you succeeded with making time for you, yourself, and your family. So If you
not
balance,
you yourself and the family,
you yourself,
twice.
You yourself.
You yourself.
You yourself.
Got it.
Nobody else. You yourself.
Bam.
Because you got to have your self-care.
Absolutely.
Your family and, and your business. So I feel like if you make tasks, if you make checklists, if you, some people are not a pen and paper type of person, but some people are visual. If you get a vision board or something that you want to do, some people will do things like grabbing a task or event, something to do that week out of a jar. Just something different that you can do by balancing yourself. Also, prayer. That's my number one. Prayer, and staying connected with God, because through it all, He will lead and guide you on how to balance. He will lead and guide you on how to not be stressed.
Yes.
So I would just encourage you to do things like that.
Okay. I love it. And all those are some of the strategies that I use. So I can vouch that what she gave you is effective. But in the midst of that, when we are saying balance, I think we need to understand that that word differs from person to person. For me, it is understanding that I don't have to be afraid of missing it all. I feel like a little bit of that overwhelm comes from fear. We fear we won't meet our target. Right. We fear we won't meet all of those goals because we didn't give ourselves realistic goals or too many goals.
Yes.
The fear of not being, I guess, financially free. So we are working overtime trying to make sure that we keep that money flow. So I would say the first thing that I had to learn is letting go of fear. Joya, it is okay if you don't do everything.
Right.
It is okay if you're not Superwoman today. And just giving yourself grace. And because when we're overwhelmed, we give the task to ourselves by friend, because we the boss.
Yeah.
Why you overwhelmed?
Because we keep it. And we can just hand it off.
Delegate it. Give yourself some reasonable tasks, and whoop, that is. So I hope you pick up that nugget, because they're
saying no.
Did you say boundaries?
Yes, boundaries. Saying no, and you don't have to be at every event, everything. You don't have to be included. Even though I love to have fun.
Yes.
I love to be there to be supportive. But I find that when I do it and I get back home and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get up early.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't think about all that.
And you can't pour from your overflow if you drain yourself. So in order for you to be able to be there for everyone else and give out those yeses, you have to be first full yourself.
Yes.
So,
correct.
Well, not full, but in overflow.
You can't even pour from an empty cup.
Okay.
So by the time you're done with your day, you empty. How can you help your family?
Okay.
How can I minister to my husband that had a long day? How can I stand there and tell my daughter or my son, how can I even discipline?
Yeah. That's real.
I can't discipline if my cup is empty. What am I pulling from? I have nothing to pull from because I gave it all out to everyone else and left me with nothing.
I love it. So continuing the topic on we are not built the same. What do you feel like are some key qualities that you have that makes you this fire CEO?
Oh my God. So for me, I would say God is first in all that I do. So that's most definitely, I know probably a lot of,
God.
Yes, God. So it's probably one of the keys for everybody, or a lot of people.
Understood.
But like, He is truly the head of my business, the head of everything that I do. So that's what makes me stand out from anything that I do. And I'm also not looking at the next and trying to be the next. So for that, what that looks like for me is minding my own business. And when I say that, it is, I got to look at the market. I got to see what's going on here. But at the end of the day, be who God told me to be from the beginning.
Absolutely.
I can't go and run with someone else's vision because it's not my vision. So being focused on my vision, my culture, and what I'm trying to build, what makes me, built a different way from someone else. And it is, like you said, okay for you to be built differently.
Absolutely. I think outside of the ones that you named, because of course God is always first, right? I'm crazy and a little loopy, but I definitely keep God first.
Got to.
Just let y'all know, I will claim Him in public. So you hear me, Father? But I think one of the most important skills of being a CEO is knowing how to lead.
Yeah.
But before you can lead, you have to do what, friend?
Follow.
You have to understand how to follow.
Yeah.
So we already know that, so I'm not gonna talk about following. But as far as leading, we have to understand our mission and our purpose and where we are leading people to.
Correct.
If you don't understand where you are going as a CEO, if you don't understand your mission, if you don't understand your purpose, if you don't understand your values, you will try to jump in somebody else's lane. Like my friend Eisha just said that she know how to mind the business that pay her.
Correct.
But when you don't have your purpose, then you jumping from lane to lane, and now the people who are working under you don't know where they are going. Ooh. So you have to
lead by example.
You have to lead by example, and you have to know what your destination is. What is the purpose? So many times we get caught up, like you said, in everything that goes on around us.
Right.
And we don't realize it, but when we're jumping from lane to lane mentally, it shows in our physical.
Correct.
And then the people who were under us, now they are discombobulated and confused.
Chaos.
It's chaos. So my words of wisdom to any CEOs that are new, if you desire to become a CEO, understand your why. Understand your purpose, because this will lead you in the direction you need to go to be an effective leader.
I will also say too, and not changing who I am in a positive way. Yes, we have to make changes to adjust.
Yes.
Like I told y'all before, God was letting me know catering season is over. But I also did not change who I was.
Yes.
So I'm still loving, I'm still giving what I can give until he tells me stop. So I'm going to always come in that atmosphere and be loving and be kind to staff and families. So it's not just one way. It's both. It's going to reflect on both sides. So yeah, be who you are.
Fair. Be true to yourself.
Yes.
All right. Being a CEO, and again, still hitting on we're not built the same. What are some things you can share with everyone? Sacrifices you had to make in order to get to where you are, because many times people look at us and they're like, oh, I want to, but I think they should know the good and the bad, and people see the good on our social media. But what are some things you need to let parents know, teachers know, friends and family know? What got you here? What did you have to lose, give, or what did you gain?
So for me, what got me here was some of my sacrifices. First, because I started off in home, so I had to sacrifice my family's their space, my space. That was a huge sacrifice for me. Even when I thought my husband was going to be stressed out about it, he wasn't, because we're not home a lot. So he's a teacher as well, so he's outside all the time.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep, he's a teacher, so, and a coach. So he's always
friend. You a teacher?
Okay. So he's always gone and coaching and doing different things like that. But I sacrificed a lot of my time.
Okay.
A lot of time away from my children, a lot of time away from my husband, not being able to be there mentally or physically for him, because I'm drained, because I'm burnt out and trying to figure it out. And I sacrificed, I would say, my communication. And the reason I'm saying that is because I came to the realization, there was one time my husband was home, he didn't have school that day, but it was in home, so I had my kids, and it was just like a little chaos in there a little bit with the kids. And he just came walking through the kitchen, his normal self, going on about his business. And I'm just looking at him like, are you going to help me? And he literally looked at me, and he just, with the sweetest little voice, and just said, all you had to do was ask.
Wow.
And I'm like, I got so stressed that I didn't know how to even communicate that to him.
Yeah.
I came off so angry, so irritated, or thinking, because I have all these thoughts in my mind, like, he ain't going to come out of the room and help. Like, instead of me
thinking he a mind reader.
Thinking he a mind reader. Instead of him just telling me, just saying, hey, can you come out here real quick and help me? And he's that type of person. He's a helper. So that's like, if you weren't going to say nothing, I want you to be in your own space. I want you to have it because this is yours. I want you to know it's yours. But if you need me, I got you. So absolutely. I had to understand that I had to be a better communicator being a CEO.
Absolutely. And just for people who don't know, when she says she operated out of her home, that means that she shared her bathroom
Yes.
with people. That means she shared her kitchen with other children outside of her own
Families.
Amazing children and her husband that she had. That means her home was no longer her home. It was a business because strangers came to your house, not to your house, in your house, right? So you literally, to get to where you are, had to sacrifice your personal space and then time with your children. Do you think your kids understand?
And I do. I think they understand. They are actually a really big help. They actually be wondering why I don't have time off. So like when they have breaks, they're like, you don't have the spring break in the summer
and the winter break.
They ask me every year. This is a bad thing. They ask me every year, and I'm just looking at them like,
it's the same thing last year.
I just told y'all. I don't know if y'all want me to. Y'all trying to say change or what is going on, but. They ask me all the time. My daughter, she tells me all the time. My youngest daughter, she tells me all the time, I'm so proud of you and what you're doing. And I'm just like, not thinking that, when
they picking up what you're putting down.
Yes. So even when I come to the conferences, I'm sending my oldest daughter pictures and she's like, I see you, Mom, do your thing, And so those are the way that I keep them connected with me. And doing things. When I get back home, me and my son, we dance and I show them little videos and different things. But that is how I stay connected with them on that level. So let them know that I'm still here because I'm not the clingy mom that, and my kids know I don't like, listen, you can hug me, but get off me. I love you.
I'm the clingy mom.
But I'm not that mama that I got to wrap you. But they know that my daughter like, all right, Mom, real quick. Come on. Like she got to bring me in. She got to talk me into it.
Real quick. Come on, Mom. I got you. 1, 2, 3, go.
That's what she do. She tell others. She's not that long. This is real quick.
But the fact that they understand, that's important.
Yes.
So I love that for you. Yes. And then the very last thing that you mentioned, and I want to get in your business for a little bit. Okay. You said that it affected your communication in your marriage and your physical. What that meant, friend?
Being there. Not like that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
I was like, wait a minute, y'all. She was sacrificing her home. Not her life. Not that. Okay.
No,
okay.
No, Lord,
see, that's why I had to clear it up because I know somebody else gonna be like,
let me do that. He won't let me.
Come on
in the room. I was about to say something. I can't say that, but I'm just saying, like you. Okay. He won't let me do that.
But seriously, so for all of our viewers, whether you are a parent and you are learning to appreciate the sacrifices that CEOs have to make in order to care for your kids, and knowing that or learning that as they're caring for your kids, they're losing time with their own kids. As they're caring for your families, they're struggling with communications with their own family while they're building great communication with you guys. So, I hope this can help, again, bridge the gap. In every video and episode that I make, it is to bridge the gap in the miscommunication. As CEOs of Childcare, we understand parents, but this platform is to help parents understand us, as well as aspiring CEOs or other childcare owners that are struggling with some of these topics. I hope you guys were able to pick up some of the nuggets that we dropped. Make sure you have your boundaries. Make sure you put your kids and your family first. Making sure that when you're pouring from a cup of overflow and not from a cup of overwhelm where you don't have nothing to give to yourself. This is your girl, Joya Henry. I thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week to C Squared Lounge, where we talk about all things outside the box. If there's ever a topic you want us to hit on, just comment, drop it, and I got you. Love you always, Joya.